What's up guys, welcome back to a new Dying Light 2 video. Before we get into it, I would appreciate it if you drop a subscription and like the video to help me out. Get the video out to more people, of course. But anyway, getting into the video, today we are going to be talking about Aiden's possible supernatural or superhuman abilities. This has been something people have been talking about for a while now. This whole topic started initially when one of the devs in the Dying to Know episode sort of mentioned something about Aiden possibly being superhuman. It definitely wasn't anything concrete from what I remember. It's really hard to find the clip now just to look back through like hours of footage. But there was some small hint there. But lately, a lot of people have been speculating on some game features that possibly could be linked to this superhuman activity. Some of the most common ideas have been the floaty parkour gameplay is somehow linked to this idea. I think it's baloney. I don't think that's really realistic. I don't think there was any intention to relate the floaty parkour to a superhuman ability. I mean, there's really no reason to believe that this would be the case. Techland literally has said nothing about this ever. And as far as we know, they were kind of even addressing the topic of floaty gameplay. So this most likely is not the case. There's been some other stuff too though, like the recent ground pound we got. I don't even know if this is called a ground pound anymore because supposedly this is actually Aiden slamming his legs onto the ground and making a ripple in the ground. This one is a little bit more plausible just because of how the gameplay actually looks. Initially, I thought this was some sort of one-handed ground pound, which it could still be. But if you look at the gameplay and think of it more of a slamming of Aiden's feet and legs into the ground, it looks a lot more accurate. I'm not saying it looks better by any means. I'm saying it looks more accurate. Either way, I'm not a big fan of this move. It doesn't look appealing to me. But I'm genuinely not sure. Is this supposed to be a one-handed ground pound? Is this supposed to be a leg pound? And if it is supposed to be a leg pound or whatever we want to call it, I guess maybe there is some sort of evidence there of some superhuman ability. Now, this whole idea comes from the fact that Aiden was experimented on as a kid by the GRE. Or apparently we're even hearing now that Waltz was the one who experimented on Aiden and Lawan. I don't know. A lot of this is just it's coming out of nowhere. I mean, this is stuff we're getting small one-line sentences about and small hints about. Now I want to present to you another possible thought of what is actually going on here. The floaty gameplay is actually just the way it is because that's how it's always been, and they've been trying to change that since 2019 as they stated before many times. The ground pound is just some sort of single-handed ground pound, or actually is just his feet. Just an exaggerated way about it, I guess. I don't necessarily think that has to make him superhuman per se, but if we do want to quote the narrative director from like Dying to Know episode 1, he did say Aiden has to be strong. He just has to be. It's been 15 years and Aiden pretty much just has to be strong to survive.
So he didn't have much choice, right? The weak die, the strong survive, and Aiden, he just has to be strong. But why did he come like that? Why him? That's the main question of the game, and the player will have opportunity also to decide how Aiden will evolve.
Makes sense, but it doesn't give us a lot of background lore, obviously. Just kind of a fact out there he put out there. So I don't know if I'm buying into this whole superhuman theory. I think it's possible on a very minimal level. And this was even something argued about in Dying Light 1, where people were arguing about Crane and how he was somehow superhuman. There was a group of people saying that, how somehow since he was infected, he was actually very strong and he was able to do all this parkour stuff we saw. No, it definitely wasn't all of his past training. It definitely wasn't any of that. It was just the sole fact that he was bitten and that he actually had all these amazing jumping abilities and jumping distances, and was able to make these strong moves. That's definitely what it was. So it's kind of like this situation all over again, but this time Aiden doesn't exactly have the same training. He just kind of has to be strong, as said by the narrative director, which I don't know how he got strong, but I guess he just is strong. But I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if they talk a little bit more about this, maybe address the ground pound, because it is a bit questionable right now. I don't know what exactly it's supposed to even be. It looks like a skill to me, but we'll have to see what it actually ends up being. Like, what is it, your legs? Is it your arm? Is it your weapon? Like, what's hitting the ground? Just wanted to present you with these theories going around and different ideas going around right now. A lot of uncertainty about a lot of things right now in Dying Light 2, and this is one of them. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want more, and like the video if you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one.